Hello everyone, Joe here from Snake Draft FPL, and welcome to a weekly series helping you find some good value free agents and waiver pickups in Draft FPL. A bit of a change to the format this week. We picked out a couple of players in each position with good fixtures that you could realistically pick up in your draft league. If you find this useful, please do hit the subscribe button and like the video, as it really does help us grow the channel. I'm joined today by Brad from the Snake Draft League, who is at BradDFF on Twitter, who's going to talk through the picks with me. Without any further ado, let's get stuck into the first pick. Okay then, first pick we're going to talk about today is Gaeta of Palace. They've got a great fixture this week. At home to Newcastle. Newcastle, even with their rumoured takeover, I don't think they're up to much. And if you're struggling for a keeper, I think Gaeta is a good place to look. Always good for save points, bonus points. Just a solid sort of all-round pick. Might be on the freeze, especially if you have a league where you have flex position, so less keepers are picked. I think Gaeta looks like a good shout for a clean this week. Another man we're looking at is McCarthy of Saints. Brad, if you want to take us on McCarthy, what do you think?
Yeah, of course. I am a Saints fan, and he has been starting every game this season. Last season, Ralph liked to rotate for some reason, Forster in and out just randomly, but this time around he's the number one and got a clean sheet yesterday. A few good fixtures ahead, so yeah, he's worth picking up, I think.
Yeah, definitely agree. Burnley at home. Burnley don't look great going forward, do they? So that looks like a stinker, to be honest. But that's what you want if you've got the defenders. Sticking with Saints, another defender you like the look of, Salisu. You won't stop talking about him in the group chats. You must think he's good.
Really like him. As a player, he's only young, but he's tall, he's quick, powerful. Makes a lot of blocks and interceptions. So the good thing about that is his bonus points. Yeah. There's a good chance he'll get bonus points, sort of thing. So
very high baseline BPS. So if they get a clean, bonus looks pretty good for him. I like that pick a lot. Salisu, if he's gone, what other Saints defenders? Obviously, Livramento I think is the obvious pick that everyone's going for. But if those two are gone, what else would you look at?
At the moment, I think Salisu and Bednarek is the pairing with Stevens out. The only other centre back is this Lianco, but he looks very inexperienced and not quite up to it yet. So
so Bednarek probably next. What about left back?
Yeah, it's Perro, but he likes to play Walker Peters there as well sometimes. So I'd avoid them two, to be honest.
Okay, good advice. Yeah, I think a bit of a stay away. I never, especially if you're picking up a 1 week punt. There's nothing worse than picking one up and then they don't even start. So I think that's probably a bit of an avoid. Okay, next player. We'll go back to Palace, just because I think sometimes on these 1 week punts you just got to look at the fixtures and think, well, that could be a clean. So the man I'm going to go for, I was thinking about Tyrick Mitchell, which I still think is a decent shout for a clean, but actually I think Gahey is probably the best pick of the defence there if he's free. He's basically the only one with any attacking threat. The fullbacks don't go forward, and Gahey's the one they look to at set pieces. So I think he is probably the one to look for. And I do think he's a decent shout for a clean sheet this week. Yeah, so they have got a good fixture this week. Newcastle at home. I can see that being a decent source of points, especially if you're just looking for someone first on the bench or something like that. Another man that we're looking at, someone I actually have in my draft team. So he's not free in our league, but he might be free in others, especially slightly smaller leagues. Your favourite boy, Brad, you seem to love him, Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, I actually drafted him, didn't I? But then he wasn't playing the first 2 or 3 games.
He had a bit of a COVID problem, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, and I thought, maybe he's going to be out of favour and got rid of him. But no, he's come back in. He's a solid pick. So if he's available, I'd definitely go for him.
Yeah, agreed. At home to Watford, that is the standout pick this week. The standout fixture this week.
Watford looked boring. Ranieri's come in, and I know it was Liverpool, but they looked
bad. Yeah, and I don't see them even going forward. Godfrey's got decent decent attacking stats, 0.6 XG cumulative, which for a defender is not too bad. So yeah, I think Godfrey is a decent pick. Moving on to midfielders, I really, really like the look of the Brentford pair of Janelt and Canos, especially Janelt. The only problem is he is injured at the moment, but I think he was 50-50 for this weekend, didn't quite make it. So I think next weekend he should be back. If it is Janelt that's back, he's the one I'd go for. He's created 3 big chances, very creative. Sorry, he's had 3 big chances. So he does get in the box, and he's quite creative as well. I do think he looks like a real talent. But if he is out, the man I'd probably go for instead is Canos. 5 shots in the box, pretty lively. He's more of a creative player than Janelt, a little bit deeper, but he does get forward as well. So I can see attacking returns coming for him. And a man you like, another Saints man, Brad. I never know who's going to start for Saints, but it looks like Redmond, you think, is going to start?
Yeah, I picked him up myself, actually, and because I knew Adams was injured. I think everyone thought it would be Adam Armstrong up top, and then sort of anyone's guess who's with him. But Ralph has always liked Redmond and does play him as a striker. So that's why I picked him up, and thankfully he got an assist, which was good, and he actually played quite well. You know what you're going to get with Redmond. He's been in the Premier League for a while and held batting average at best, really. But he does have these little spells where he can get goals and assists. So for a couple of games,
for sure. He's quite a streaky player, isn't he? He tends to go on runs, so this could be the start of a run with an assist yesterday.
Yeah, worth just picking up. You can always drop him.
Exactly.
Weeks, so
yeah, for sure. I like that pick. And one final midfield, and it is a bit of a punt, and we are recording this before the Monday night fixture, so he may or may not start. I think if he does start for Palace, then next week against Newcastle with a shocking at the back, he will be a good pick, and that's Elise. Obviously scored last week for Palace. Just looks like a talent, I think, especially if they switch to just Edouard up front, which is how they changed it to when he came on against Leicester. I do think he looks like a talent. He looks kind of like Zaha light, which always isn't always ideal for FPL, but I do think he could definitely do something against Newcastle if he starts. So he's definitely one to watch, not necessarily like a standout pick, but could be a bit of a punt if you're in a big league. Moving on to forwards. Obviously, forwards are always tough in FPL style draft because there's just so few, especially once you get above sort of an 8-team league. It's very thin on the ground. But we've got one pick that I really like and one that I don't like that much, but could be decent for this week. First of all, the one I do like, you're going to talk about, Brad, Brozier. Obviously, you were at the game yesterday. Yeah. How was he? How does he look?
Yeah, he looks good. He's only 20 on loan from Chelsea. Big physical guy and very, very quick for his size as well, which surprised me. Obviously, he got his goal on his debut. They seem to aim for him at corners as well. He was winning all the headers, and he might get another one. I think against Burnley, he'll play again because of how physical they are.
Yeah.
So I don't
know. Is JWP back for the Burnley game?
No, he's got 2 more games on suspension. And the other good thing about that as well is Redmond was on corners. So
okay.
And they weren't too bad either, to be fair. So
that's good.
You never know. They might link up again.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, he against Leeds, he had 5 shots in the box, which is pretty high. That's definitely like worth looking at, especially if he keeps his place. And you never know, he could be one of those picks where you pick him up as a 1-week punt and then he carries on playing, does well, and you end up keeping him for the rest of the season, especially with the way the forwards look. So I think that's a really good option. The last man on the list today, I've talked about quite a lot, and I don't know why because I don't really like him, but Solomon Rondon, once again, Calvert-Lewin just does not seem to be able to get fit. They're actually playing in a minute, so I'm not sure if he's going to play today, but I'm pretty certain he's still out. That's what everyone's been saying. He's not been training or anything, so I can't imagine he'll be playing today. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's not back next week either. It seems like quite a serious toe injury he's got. And if he doesn't play, I can't see who else they start other than Rondon.
No, Richarlison. What's up with Richarlison? He's still out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still out, and they just don't have any other options really. Rafa loves him, doesn't he? So
yeah.
I could see this. I could see Rondon starting again for sure, and they've just got a great fixture. It's Watford at home, so put him in. I mean, Watford look absolutely shocking at the back, and if Rondon's going to do anything, it's going to be in a fixture like this with Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison out. So yeah, I think that's definitely a good pick. Okay, well that wraps it up. Thank you for coming on with me, Brad. Short but sweet this week. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you see our videos before the rest of your league. And we will see you again next time.